Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Two Shores, One Story. I'm your host, Matthew, and welcome back. How are you? I'm good. I am good. Last week, I did something quite exciting. I bought a microwave. When you get to my age of 27, buying a microwave is very exciting. And I've been wanting this microwave for 3 months. Since January, I decided I guess I'll tell you. When it's my birthday, I'll get a microwave. Unfortunately, it's not my birthday. Well, when you listen to this, it will be my birthday, because it's on Wednesday this week, the 26th. But I bought a microwave early as an early gift because this week is the last week of school. So I wanted to make brownies for my teachers as a otsukare-sama gift. Otsukare-sama means good work, good job. I wanted to make brownies because it's been 7 months since I've been in ALT, and I wanted to thank them I wanted to thank them for the hard work that they did with, me being there and also before me. So, actually, while I'm recording this, I have two pans of brownies, I guess, cooling, and after this is done, I'm going to put icing sugar on them and get them ready to go. It's very exciting, and I gave my first 2 pans of brownies to my elementary school today, and it was embarrassing because my teacher, my JTE, Japanese teacher of English, she cut them for me, which was really nice of her. And then we walked into the staff room and she introduced me. It was like ladies and gentlemen, and it was very embarrassing, but it was nice. And yeah, we had a graduation for the 6th graders today. So after they were done, we had a bento, a box lunch, and we had the brownies with that. And a lot of the teachers said they liked it, which was good. I tasted the brownie and I wasn't too happy with them. I was worried about the cocoa because I had trouble finding cocoa powder. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. I just went to an import store and I did find cocoa powder, but it wasn't how you would think I found it. I did find cocoa powder, but it was in a very, very small container. And I think this was like cocoa powder that you use for dusting stuff. It was crazy. And I was like, what am I going to do? So I asked a staff member there if they could help me find cocoa powder. And they did, but they led me to the coffee aisle. And I was like, oh no. And yes, I bought cocoa powder in the form of not hot chocolate, but it was maybe to make hot chocolate. But it was really just cocoa powder. So I got that. Another thing that you would be surprised, at least in where I'm placed, I can't find measuring cups. And by that, I mean the 1/4, 1/3, 1/2 cups, like that kind of stuff. I've been to Daiso. I've been to another dollar store. I've been to a home goods store. I can't find them. Anyways, I survived because the recipe I have is really easy. And I had sufficient amount of glass or plastic measuring cups that had all of it. So that was good. Anyways, I tasted the brownie and I thought it was a little bit overdone, but maybe that was just because it was in a microwave, not an oven. I don't know. We'll find out with tomorrow's brownies because I will have one and I will taste test it. I'll let you know next week if I remember. Anyways, the first thing I did with my microwave is I did not make brownies. I had leftover shogoyaki, which is pork with ginger, It's quite easy and very tasty. I urge you to try some. But yeah, I made shokoyaki like 2 days before I got the microwave. So I went to Evian and I pondered on what microwave to get. I found one that I wanted that had an oven feature. Great. Went home, turned it on, put my food in, and I did the settings and I put it on, and I'm not gonna lie, I did a happy dance because I was watching my food heat up and I was very excited. You might ask, like, Matthew, you've been here for 7 months, like why don't you have a microwave, or why didn't you have something to heat your food with, to warm your food? I do. I have an air fryer that has a warm function on it. You can set it to the air fryer to multiple degrees, like 200 or whatever. But it takes a long time. And the issue is because I'm using a glass container, which has my food in it, and I'm lazy, and I don't want to put it in the tray. Also, that's a little bit dirty and messy. And it takes like 20 minutes to warm up, and after 30 seconds, it's cold. So, to improve my quality of life, I got a microwave. Now, the first dish, the shokoyaki, wasn't that warm, but that was probably because I took too long trying to figure out what to watch. So we won't do that next time. But there was steam. I saw steam when I took it out, and that was great. Good sign. So I'm very excited to use my microwave. And yeah, this week is my birthday. I'm turning 28, which is scary because in 2 years I'll be 30 after that. And also, the last time I was in Japan, I turned 21. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so time has flown by. And a lot of stuff has happened in between me being in Japan the first time, which is good. And it's good to reflect. I like to reflect on things that happened. And because it's my birthday and because this is a podcast, I thought it would be nice to kind of talk about my goals. And maybe we can revisit that next year. We'll see. But yeah, before I came to Japan this time, I completed my university degree, my bachelor's, and I was going to do JET right after that. But because of COVID, I decided not to. Instead, I decided to go to Victoria, BC to do my master's in applied linguistics. So between me being in Japan as an exchange student and now I have obtained 2 degrees. That's kind of cool. That's exciting. I worked at a garden store. I never thought I would do that, but because of the friends I knew, one of my friends worked at a garden store, and I needed something to do in between finishing my thesis and my graduation ceremony. So I worked as a cashier at a garden store, and it was awesome. Really fun. I also worked as an educational assistant for a online, in-person homeschool, only on Wednesdays for 3 months. And that was interesting. So I've done a lot. I've met a lot of people, and I'm meeting a lot of people now. So let's talk about the exciting things that have happened since being in Japan since last August. Well, I've met a lot of people. In my placement, there is a lot of ALTs. A crazy amount, actually. I'm so shocked. But I met so many people from all walks of life in different places, and I love it. I always enjoyed that when I was during my exchange, I met so many people from Russia, America, Australia, or Tasmania, which is Australia. So many places. And it was really cool to do that. And I'm very excited that I can do that now. There's a lot of Irish people in my placement, and I'm learning Irish. So, Diagwit, I said that wrong, but if you are curious to know what that is, search it up. Well, actually, I'll just tell you. It means hello. But it's interesting because Irish, sorry, I will preface, I'm a language nerd. I got a degree in applied linguistics, so language is so cool. That was a great sentence. Anyways, diagwit or diagwit. No, that's wrong. Diagwit. It's like a little aspirated K. I can't really do it that well. I'm going to learn. So, in 10 years, I'll do it. Anyways, that means hello. But there's another one. You say that, and then the other person says, Dies miragwit, Dies miragwit, or something like that. And that means hello. But they say it hello after you say diagwit. So that's kind of interesting. And they told me about that, but then I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool. Because in Korean, when you say goodbye, it's different, depending on if you're staying or if you're actually leaving. So if you're leaving, it's maybe 안녕가세요, and if you're saying goodbye but you're staying, it's 안녕계세요. Whoa, so crazy. Anyways, that was a huge tangent, and I'm trying to. Anyways, so I'm meeting a lot of people and learning a lot of things. Very exciting. And what have I done since I've been to Wakayama? I've been to Shigaken. I did my translation course there. I need to explore Shigaken more, but I did go there. I went to Kusatsu. I've been to... What did I do? Nagano. I've never been to Nagano. So I've been to many prefectures since being in August. Since being an ALT in August. My goodness. And it's only been 7 months. So that's exciting. And... well, I tried to do the N1. I tried to succeed. I tried to pass. Did not do that. And I'm hoping to take the N1 again this year and hopefully will pass. But in the meantime, I've switched up my language learning strategies where I'm not focusing on learning from textbooks because I'm not learning anything. I can't pick it up. So I've been really just enjoying living in Japan and just immersing in Japanese. For example, well, I've been watching Dr. X. If you've heard about it, I had a whole episode on how you can learn Japanese through Netflix, and context is very important in that. And I've been watching Dr. X. I really like that show. And because of that, I've been really interested in surgical terms, hospital terms. And one day I was walking in a bookstore. I don't know why. I think I just wanted a better book. I've been reading these. I bought books. I forget when, but I bought books. And they weren't that interesting. It was like about how to save time, how to use time effectively. Boring. But I did want to read it. But I was talking to a friend and he's like, you should just, even I was saying like, oh, I should finish these books before I get more books. But he was like, no, you should just get books that you want to read. So I just had an urge to get new books. So I went to the bookstore and I had a book in mind, but they didn't have it. And I was just walking around and I turned a corner and I saw this book about a doctor called Nakuna Kenshui. Sounds so cool. Nakuna Kenshui, which means don't cry, research doctor. But I think it's resident doctor because that's the same thing. Maybe it's a doctor. He's a doctor that just graduated from university and is in a hospital. So maybe resident doctor. Anyways, I read that. I finished it. I started at the end of January and I finished in March. It's pretty good, I think. And I was in Gifu City for a conference that we all have to go to. And after that, I went to a bookstore and I got the 3 more books of that series. There's so many. So right now, it's called Don't Run... What was it? Don't Run Surgery Doctor. It doesn't sound really cool in Japanese or English, but in Japanese it's nigeru na gekai. So cool, so cool. Anyways, I'm reading that and I'm just documenting all the words that I don't know in Anki. Now I need to get better at reviewing that, but I'm trying my best. And it's really interesting. I'm learning a lot. I'm actually really, really enjoying the story of it. It's pretty an easy read. It's simple. It doesn't make sense as a doctor book, but it's a simple read. It flows really nicely. I think the author actually is a doctor, so that's really cool. Yeah. Now for Netflix, I did mention Doctor X, but I've kind of switched because I didn't want to watch a drama. I wanted to watch an anime. I was in that mood. So I've been watching an anime, kind of, called Sozo no Furiren. I don't know what the English title is, but it's something about Frieren and her journey. It's an elf. She does magic. She meets people. They die. Not a spoiler. It happens at the beginning. She meets other people, and she goes on a journey with them. I saw that this anime went or took the #1 spot for most popular anime in Japan, maybe internationally as well, and I was surprised because Full Metal Alchemist has been the most popular anime for a while, and that is one of my favorite animes. It's so good. If you haven't watched it, I suggest watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's so good. But yeah, I wanted to see if this anime was actually good. So I started it and I was bored. It was so boring. I was like, why? It's dry, like anime, or the voice actor for the main character is just boring, in my opinion. So I quickly stopped that. But I recently restarted and it has gotten much better and I'm a little bit hooked. Yeah. So I've been watching that and I like it. Now, because I have a microwave, I can have popcorn. I have to buy some, but I'm very excited to watch movies and do all that kind of stuff again, like I did in Canada. Anyways, today, when this episode is posted, it will be my birthday, or at least my Japanese birthday. Technically, my birthday is on the 27th in Japan because it's the 26th in Canada, but we won't go into that detail too much. Wednesday will be my birthday. Now, what is happening on Wednesday? Tomorrow, the 25th, is the last day of school. This is a big day for staff and students because the students are done. They have their closing ceremony, and then after that, we have the farewell or maybe the announcement of the teachers that are leaving the school and they're transferring to a different school. This is a thing in Japan. I never knew that until I came to Japan, but teachers leave. They go to different schools. And I was in shock. Basically, teachers can stay in a school for up 3 years to 7 years. If they're new, like they just got out of university, it's for sure going to be 3 years and they have to go to a different school. The more they have seniority, the more they've been teachers, they can stay longer at a school. And we heard the news, us staff have heard the news of who is leaving and who is staying. I heard that last week, and there's a lot of big changes in my school, particularly my elementary, and it's not the change I wanted. Spring, is a time of change in a good way. Usually this, instead of fall where the leaves are falling, in Japan, in the spring, the cherry blossoms bloom. It's fun, it's new. This isn't the new I wanted, to be honest. And I'm curious to see what happens this term. I will be honest. I don't know. The main problem is that two of my English teachers are leaving. They're going to different schools. And only one teacher who teaches English is coming to my school. So I don't know what's going to happen. Who's going to teach grade 3 and who's going to teach grade 5? Are they going to do both? I don't know. It's going to be a big change for me. And yeah, we'll see. So the students will find out tomorrow who's leaving. There might be a lot of tears. A lot of tears, I think, will be shed tomorrow. Might be shed by me as well, to be honest. I've said that a lot, to be honest, but I'm being honest. So that's tomorrow. After that happens, I don't know what we do. I think the teachers that are leaving clean up. I'm going to bring my brownies and I'm going to give them to the teachers. Also, I forgot to mention, but a lot of my teachers and principals are leaving even though they've been at my school for 1 year. It's kind of interesting. So I wonder how that works. I don't know. But that's happening. So that's Tuesday. Big day. After Tuesday, Wednesday happens, and that's the first day of spring break. Do I have holidays? No. Do I have to go to work? Yes. I have to go to my base school until school actually starts. So that's interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I just have to prep for the kids that don't know me and give a little introduction maybe. For kids that do know me, we can play games. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to worry about that until Wednesday because I don't want to until then. I forgot also on Tuesday, so I don't know why, but all the schools have decided that they're going to have a nomikai on the 25th. And if I'm at 3 schools, I can only pick one nomikai to go to. So I'm going to my elementary one. And if my other school has a second party, I may attend. If it's karaoke, I will attend for sure. So that's happening and I'm excited, but I was shocked at the price because it was 8,000 yen. That's $80-ish. And that's crazy. That's a lot of money. I was shook when I saw that. But anyways, it should be good. I hope they have meat. I hope they have chicken. It seems like every time I go to a nomikai, they're always amazing for people who like the food. But it's a lot of fish, which makes sense because we're in Japan, but I don't like fish. So it's not that exciting for me. For example, today we had a bento. And it was $17, which for a bento, that's quite a lot. And I opened it up. Primarily fish. Primarily sashimi. And it was like, okay, it didn't taste that great. And there was maybe 2 little pieces of pork. Maybe. And that was okay. I wasn't too excited. Actually, I don't think I was. Usually I'm asked if I want bento, but I wasn't asked. I think they just forgot because they're so busy with graduation. So I paid the day of today, and I also paid for the nomikai, so a lot of money was spent today. So I hope tomorrow is good. But I am excited to go to this nomikai nonetheless because I haven't been to an elementary nomikai yet. I've been to both of my middle schools, but I haven't been to my elementary, so I'm excited about that. And maybe next week I'll let you know how that goes. Yes, but the 26th is my birthday, and this year I'm turning 28. I'm going to be doing a lot of things. I might climb Mount Fuji this summer. We'll see how that goes. I have to practice hiking. I want to pass the N1, and I'm going to be applying for the N1 this year, this month, to take it in the summer, and I really want to do well this time. I think my reading will definitely be improved because I'm reading a lot, but I do need to challenge myself with reading more variety because I'm just reading a doctor stuff, and it might come up, but I need to read more things. So that's my next challenge. What else am I going to do? Well, in May, I'm hopefully going to take a course on how to teach Japanese, which is really exciting for me because that's what I want to do. That's my main goal, is to teach Japanese. So I'm very excited to go to this conference and learn. The only thing is I have to pay for it myself because it's not affiliated with the organization that Jet works with. Claire, it's a different organization, so I have to pay my transport and food, that kind of stuff. We live in a dorm, so that's okay. I won't have to pay for that. That's good. But I'm excited, and it's good for my future, so I'm okay taking the time off, using my Nenkyu, and afford spending the money to do this. In April, I forgot to mention, I don't know if I did mention this. Last week of April, on the 29th, I'm going to a concert. I'm going to a Goose House concert. And you might wonder, who is Goose House? Let me tell you. Goose House is a group of musicians that live in a share house. I don't know where the goose came from, but hopefully the house makes sense now. I first discovered them when I was watching Your Lie in April, when I was in high school. And they sang the OST, the opening song theme, which was Hikaru Nara. It's so good. I urge you to listen to it right now. You can pause the podcast and listen to it and then come back to this. I swear. But I really, really liked them, and they do a lot of covers of different bands on their YouTube channel. And I learned a lot of songs from them because of those covers, so I really am thankful for them. Unfortunately, Goose House isn't a thing anymore. Only 4 of the band members are a group, and they call themselves Play Goose. But I think this year is the 10th year anniversary. So they're having a reunion concert next month. 2 original members are coming, and I applied for a lottery. The first time I didn't get in, very sad. The second time I did apply and I got in, and a new member was announced. Not a new member, but another member from the original Goose House was announced as a person that's coming to this concert. And that member I really like. I really like their singing. So I'm so excited to go. And it's near Tokyo, so I get to go there. I wanted more time to explore Tokyo, but because of the other thing that I have to do in May, I have to kind of save my days off, but that's exciting, and I'm really excited to let you know how that goes, because I haven't been to a concert in a while, and the only concerts I've been to were idol-focused, Morning Musume, and if you haven't heard about my J-pop fan stuff, you can hear about that in an earlier episode. I think I say J-pop is dangerous. That's the title. So it's good to be in this concert, and I'm excited. I'm going to be on the second floor, and I hopefully will have a seat to sit in and just relax and listen to some good old Goose House. I'm so excited. Those are the only things I really know that are going to happen this year, and that's only 2 months in, maybe 3 months in if we count Mount Fuji. But I'm excited. As I said before, there's a lot of change happening in spring. And it is spring break, but it's just started being spring. Next month, the sakura will blossom. And that's going to be very nice. And I hope to be able to accept the change that's coming this year. And sometimes the change will not be the best, not what I want. But in Japanese culture, there's a term called shoganai or shikateganai, which means it can't be helped. So I might have to just take that and run with it, because I can't pick the teacher I want to work with. I'm just given the teacher. If I have to make lessons myself, I will have to do that. That's just how it will be. But yeah, I hope to challenge myself. I hope to work hard. After I apply for the N1, I hope to get the motivation to study a lot more. And by that, I just mean acquire more language through immersion and just learn some kanji, have some fun writing kanji, have some fun learning grammar, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this quite rambly episode. It was obviously unscripted, but I just wanted to have a nice chat with you guys. And yeah, let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling. If you have a birthday soon, let me know. What do you want to do this year? I know it's not New Year's, but what do you want to do this year? What are you hoping to accomplish? Let me know in the Instagram. I have Instagram, Facebook group. They're all Two Shores, One Story. If you access the podcast, I think there is a link on the description that you can access all the stuff there. So please let me know in the comments and have a great day. See you later.